Red Hot Chili Peppers, Jane's Addiction, not in that order. And is broken off, is doing his own thing now, and many different things. Has a website out, is publishing a book, is doing a solo project. And the book, which is something we talked about when Dave did the TV show a couple of weeks back, is a really interesting premise for a book. And one that I like personally because I like pictures in a book.
Pictures are good to have.
I go to, when I pick up a book, the first thing I do is I look at the edge of it. And if I see white all the way through, I put it back down again.
Yeah,
that's,
same way.
That's the Bible to me. Or maybe a phone book. But when I see that nice little patch of gray, that little 1/8 inch, 3/16, I go right to that patch.
This is all gray.
And there's nothing better than a caption under a picture. I don't need even much more than that. It's worth 1,000 words, as they said. And let me tell you about Dave's idea and or book, and you stop me if I screw this up, but Dave put an old-fashioned style picture machine, like the ones they used to have at the Five and Dime, or still do have, actually. But yours was sort of an older thing.
1960s.
And anyone who came into Dave's house had to sit down and take a picture. That's the rule,
Over the course of a year, yeah.
And was it over the course of 365 days? I mean, did you keep it to a tight year?
Literal year. It's 12 chapters. Each chapter
is a month. And I guess it's sort of chronologically in order, first one to the last one.
Right.
And some days, might there have been 10 pictures and some days no pictures?
Yeah, there's months that there's nobody in them. Like literally no one came over that month.
That's a fascinating chapter, that month.
It's a really good month.
And other ones were maybe you threw a party or whatever, and there's a bunch of people over.
Yeah, there's some dark times captured. There's some good times captured, What's interesting about it is I was able to document the people in my life, whether they stayed or went.
Right.
Where they come and go.
Right.
And so, you'll see the same faces for 3 months, and then all of a sudden they're gone.
Right. And everybody, I think Dave said there was even a sign posted or something on his door that basically said that if you cross this threshold,
you get a picture.
You're getting a picture taken of you.
Yeah, well, there was also hidden video cameras all over the house.
No, really?
Yeah, VCRs and clocks.
Well, it's like a Chuck Berry kind of thing.
Yeah, some of that's on the internet side too.
So basically, you go. It's like walking into a bank at that point. Then, if you go into Dave's house, and
it was paranoia in the name of art, basically.
How many pictures of you are there in this book?
There's only 2, and that's when I appear with someone who came over.
I see.
Angelyne came over,
right,
from the billboards, and I had to get in the booth with Angelyne.
Sure. Oh yeah.
And same thing went with Kurt Loder.
It's a wonder you could fit you and her tits in there, if I'm allowed to say that on the radio.
You are.
Thank you.
I approve.
So now, because I haven't seen the book and it's not been released yet, correct? When will it be released, by the way?
It'll be out early next year to follow the record I'm doing. That'll be out on Sony, and I wrote the book with Neil Strauss, who did the Marilyn Manson book.
Right.
So I don't know what that has to do with anything other than he wrote it, but it'll be out, February, March.
And so will each picture have a date, a time, and maybe a little synopsis about what the hell was going on at that particular time?
Some of them will, some of them won't. There's some faces, frankly, I don't know who they are.
Right.
So the ones I can remember will. For instance, the Angelyne chapter is all about the day she came over.
Why did she come over, by the way?
Because I looked at that number on the billboard and said, wow, I got to have her over.
And
I called her manager. Her manager came over first to survey the house to make sure it was safe. Like the president was coming over.
Right.
It was insane.
All right.
He became more of the character than she was.
They blocked the street off, put snipers on the roof of the adjacent buildings, and Angelyne came by. And Angelyne probably just came by because there was a camera, right?
It actually took some coercing. Believe it or not. And
did you explain to her and her manager who you were, and were they hip to you?
They didn't care.
They just didn't care?
No, it didn't matter.
It was just...
was I willing to pay the fee, basically.
Did you pay the fee?
Oh, yeah.
How much is the fee for Angelyne?
The fee for Angelyne, I'm not at liberty to say, but it was relatively, it was good for her.
Oh, it was?
Yeah, I'll tell you. And it was good for me, too, because I got what I wanted,
And
I got a hell of a story out of it.
so in a sense, she's almost sort of on the, cocktail circuit. I mean, she's such a novelty that you mean like if you had a few bucks and you were throwing a party, you just pay Angelyne a few bucks and she'd show up at the party and be sort of a novelty,
You
right?
would think, but she's kind of smarter than that. And that's why her manager came over to my house to check it out and see if it was a good thing for her. She's actually turned down stuff like the cover of Playboy and films. And her thinking is she'd rather have people want her than to have had her.
Well, people who are listening to the show from different parts of the country who may not know who Angelyne is, and I'm guessing they don't know in certain parts of this country. Angelyne is this strange actress who has a tremendous sized breast, who is on billboards all over this city, who has been on billboards all over this city for many, many years, who can be seen tooling up and down Hollywood in a pink Corvette, who is a bit of a character that could only really exist in Hollywood. No one has really seen her in movies. You wouldn't really call her an actress, although that's what she would probably call herself. But she's a little bit of a character. I'm trying to think of who to compare her to.
Well, she kind of personifies pop culture.
Right.
In a way.
And what is she, in her 40s or 50s now?
I don't even know. She looks great.
I wonder if she's still alive. They just had some sort of automated thing. They propped her up in front of the picture or something.
Well,
she's looked the same for 45 years.
I tend to think she's going to be like Lassie, which is when she kicks off, they're going to get someone else to step in. I don't think people would question it too much if another busty blonde just sort of slid into the pink Corvette. Anyway, so... should we give out your website, by the way, if people want to...
You need to go see it.
I do.
You need to, you gotta show it to them, because they got the pictures of Angelyne and stuff, and pictures other people have sent in from all over the country.
Right.
Of their own photographic experiences in these little booths.
Well, you can check out Angelyne and other celebrities at www.6767.com.
And you can watch Dave and me on Drew.com.
Oh, you can?
Drew.com.
Wow. All right. Well, I got a lot to do in the next commercial break. Timothy?
Yes.
You're 18?
Yes.
What's up?
I had a couple of questions. I said my main one was concerned about anal sex.
All right.
Just like the dangers of it, all that kind of stuff, because I'm gay. And another thing I had a question about, and I don't know if you guys can help me with this, but I had a problem with my parents not giving me like their information about their income for my financial aid, because they kind of cut me off. And I was wondering if you guys knew anything about that kind of thing.
Well, it's kind of like they're giving you anal sex there, too, huh? So it kind of ties in.
Yeah,
you're getting it literally and figuratively.
Yeah.
I understand. If you're emancipated, why will your parents' financial situation even matter?
Well, when I filled out my information for the governmental financial aid form, it said that if you're under 25, you have to put your parents' information on the form.
All right. Well, listen, I'll figure out how much your parents make. What kind of car do they drive?
A minivan.
Minivan. What year?
I think it's actually like a 99.
99. It's a brand new minivan.
Yeah.
A Chrysler? Ford?
I think it's a Ford.
Okay. And do they rent or do they own a house?
They own one in Alabama where I come from, but they rent the one here in Denver.
Uh-huh. And how many bedrooms?
It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I think.
Mm-hmm. Does your mother go to the salon once a week?
No.
Does your dad play golf?
No.
What's your dad do for a living?
He works for the electric company.
Uh-huh. What's he do for the electric company?
He's like a manager or something. Mm. He manages the people that climb up the poles and stuff.
He just stands at the bottom of the pole and goes, "Hey, careful!"
Yeah.
Easy. What's your hurry? All right. Your dad makes $44,000 a year.
But I think...
Yeah, that's it. Your mom supplements her income by selling a little Herbalife. And that would be good for $2,200. $2,287 is the exact figure a year. So we're up to $66.87, and I don't want to get into the change. All right, Timothy?
All right.
So put that down on the application.
Okay.
All right. Now, what about the anal sex?
Yeah, the anal sex problem.
Yeah, I'm gay, and I've been in a relationship with a guy for like a year.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just wondering, as far as just like what the dangers are.
All right. Well, let me figure that out. What kind of car does he drive? Does he rent or does he own his penis?
Right. Obviously, there's the STD risks, right?
Yeah. Well, actually, not really.
But you understand those risks are there.
Yeah.
Okay. And that some of the less obviously recognized STDs can really cause some serious problems with anal sex. For instance, genital warts, if they occur in the anal region, are associated with anal cancer.
Yes.
Okay.
Wart and anus are two words you hate to see next to each other.
And cancer. I think those 3 words lined up.
That's the hat trick.
Yeah,
there.
that's it.
Is your boyfriend heavily endowed?
I would say medium to large. It would be the upper end of like average.
And then the other issue is whether or not you cause hemorrhoids or fissures or tearing and
chafing,
abscesses and that kind of thing.
Are you sort of designated as the receiver?
Not really. Actually, we kind of switch it up, and we're trying to work into it because that kind of thing doesn't exactly come natural.
Right.
So
sure,
we're patient with each other because we're each other's first and all that kind of stuff.
Good.
And
well, you can double down on the oral sex, can't you?
Yeah.
All right. And what about your behymen? Is it still intact or has it been broken?
Oh, it's been broken.
Oh, it has.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
It's just sometimes it's just kind of like a I don't want to say coordination thing, but just
right.
As long as he takes as compared to how long I take, and pretty much once you ejaculate, then that's the end of the pleasure for the receiver for the most part, as far as I'm concerned, and he's concerned.
Yeah. All right. Well, there's definitely some bugs with the gay love, but you guys can work it out, right?
Yeah.
I would imagine as long as you're enjoying it, just be careful, right?
Yeah. Put the condom on, use plenty of lube, and it is a part that you can kind of wear out on you, though, isn't it? I mean,
you can do stuff too, yeah.
What I mean is the body has some orifices that you don't really wear out. Like you wouldn't wear your mouth out. Your ears you don't wear out from listening too hard, or your eyelids don't wear out. But your ass, I think you could put some miles on that and do some damage.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
See, it's like a nice pair of shoes. You bring it out on a weekend, watch where you walk. And then put it back in its little velvet sack.
There you go.
And you put that wooden stretcher thing in it so it keeps its shape, right? You know, the one that's shaped like a foot?
Shoe tree. The shoe tree, yeah.
Yeah, shoe tree. Yeah, put that in there. Jay?
Oh, hey. How's it going, guys?
You're 16. Good. You're on with Dave Navarro, by the way.
Oh, first off, I'd like to say I'm a big fan of Jane's Addiction and the Red Hot Chili Peppers, so...
Well, thanks, Jay.
Okay, well, anyways, I'm 16 and I'm not really going out with a 50-year-old, but I'm having sex with a 50-year-old.
Perfectly normal, perfectly healthy.
Female?
So what's the problem?
Yeah.
Female, really?
Yeah.
And where'd you meet her?
Well, she's my mom's best friend.
Mm-hmm. And how often you two hook up?
We've done it 6 times in the past 3 months.
And had you had experience before her?
Yeah.
And with 15, 16-year-olds?
Yeah, around there.
Wow, that's quite a step up, right?
Yeah.
It's like being with 3 16-year-olds. How's that? It seems to me, it seems to be quite a departure. I mean, if I was used to that sort of nubile 15, 16-year-old, they stepped up to a 50-year-old, I could see there might be some disadvantages to that.
Just differences.
Some big differences.
Well, what's exactly the question?
Well, I have a girlfriend right now, too.
Oh, boy.
And I want to know...
Why all this chaos? What the hell's going on in your life?
Well, what's up with Mom, too? And why is she hanging out with this chick?
Where's Dad?
I don't live with my dad.
Of course not.
And so what is up with this woman? Is she a little screwy?
Yeah, I guess you could say that.
Uh-huh. And how did this come about?
Well, I'm a frequent drinker, and I was drunk when she came over, and my mom was at work.
Is she drunk, too?
Well, she got drunk after she got there.
This woman?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did she come over just to see you?
No, she thought my mom was there, but...
Uh-huh.
All right, so this is an alcohol,
sure she did.
alcohol thing.
So now it's turning a little more of a regular thing.
Yeah, I think she comes over just because she knows my mom's at work.
Right.
Yeah.
And are you scared you're going to hurt her? Throw her hip out or something?
No, I don't think so.
Well, she's breaking the law, remember?
Yeah,
She's
I know.
16.
You don't, let me tell you a mistake I made with an older woman once. Sometimes you're talking in bed. Don't call them ma'am. That's a real mood breaker there where you go like, hey, ma'am, could you get in a doggy position for a while I'm working from behind? Thank you, ma'am.
You call her Miss Ma'am.
Ma'am, let me help you into that doggy position. Thank you, ma'am.
Miss Ma'am.
Miss Ma'am. All right. Hey, Jay.
Yeah.
It sounds like maybe your bigger problem is with alcohol than it is with the older ladies.
Well, I have a really bad substance abuse problem.
What else besides alcohol?
I smoke pot, I drop acid, I eat shrooms.
Well, you want to change that?
What?
You want to change that?
It sounds like he's ready to make a move here. He's committed.
The solutions you're finding to how you're feeling may not be the best solutions out there. To me, they look like problems.
Well, I tried to commit suicide about a year back.
Yeah.
And I was on Prozac for about 6 months, and then my dad took me off.
Well, I don't think Prozac's necessarily the answer either, although it's not necessarily a bad idea. I don't know. But what's fairly clear is that you do need to work on your addiction. And that without that, no amount of Prozac in the world is going to correct the feelings you're having and the course you're on.
So, Jay?
Yeah.
How about you work on the addiction? Can you do that?
Go to AA. I mean, you got to want to stop. Don't kid yourself.
And Jay, I can tell you that if you take care of that, all that other stuff will fall away.
Yeah, but
It's
another
that simple.
thing is, I have a girlfriend, and I want to stay with my girlfriend. How do I break it off with her, and then should I tell my mom or shouldn't I tell my mom or?
About the older woman?
Yeah.
Well, why do you want to break it off with the older woman, right? All right. Well, that's easy. Just sit on your hands. I mean, if she comes over, you leave. You know what I mean? Don't be drunk and sitting around with her. But this is another thing that will take care of itself if you're sober.
Right.
If you're sober, you're not going to have trouble with your decision-making process. She'll come over. It'll be, 4 in the afternoon. You'll be stone cold sober, and you'll walk out and get on your bike and go down to a liquor store or something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Start drinking down there?
No, not to buy liquor. That's an unfortunate title for a store that sells candy. All right, Jay?
Okay.
All right, so sobriety first. Everything else will fall in the line, as Dave said.
Okay.
All right, there we go. And Kimberly.
Hey, guys.
Hey, you're 27.
Oh, yeah, I know. You don't have to remind me.
Well, we need to know.
It's a little
27 is a hard age.
It's a little radio
Hard,
technique
man.
I
I've
use.
lived every year hard, man.
You know why that is?
Why?
I'm kidding.
Well, supposedly it's because Jupiter returns into the same place in the universe where it was when you were born.
27
Something
years.
do like that, yeah.
I wish
there's
someone-
there's a rebirth process. that
Someone
goes-
should have told me that when I was 27. Although the 20s, I think I had Jupiter going somewhere because I was miserable my entire 20s. How
Well,
old are you,
there's
Dave?
I'm 32.
All right, that's a good age.
Well, there's Kurt Cobain, there's Jimi Hendrix, Janis Joplin, Jim Morrison, all 27.
Interesting.
Be careful.
Hello?
Kimberly?
Hi, you guys.
Yeah, don't start a band until you're 28. All right?
Okay.
All right. What's your
First up,
question?
Hi, Dave. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm okay. I needed my smelling salts because I almost passed out.
Why is that?
Well, because you have that effect on me.
Well, thanks.
But anyway, I don't want to be lame or anything.
You're not. Continue.
No, oh, dude, I'm such a wreck. Anyway, I just wanted to know how you're doing because the last time I saw you was at Jane's Addiction Relapse concert, and
It's appropriately titled, wasn't it?
Interesting.
oh yeah, it was awesome.
Thanks.
I happened to be, you won't remember me, but I was the girl that Tony, your tour manager, brought backstage, and I won that bikini stupid dial up and try and win a date with Dave driving in LA somewhere. Do you remember that? Probably not.
Bikini Magazine?
Yeah.
Oh, yes, I do.
Do you remember me?
Of course I do.
Oh, God, you're an angel. I love you.
Oh, well, thanks.
Well, not like you're going to propose marriage or anything.
Well, give it a couple dates.
I know.
Now that you mention it, maybe he will.
He just has that effect on me. Aren't his, Adam, look
Hey.
into Dave's eyes. Are they not the most gorgeous set of
What do you
eyes?
think?
He's a handsome man, yeah.
He's a handsome guy.
Adam's transfixed.
The Bahamian may be in serious jeopardy tonight, Drew.
Dude, go for it.
Hey,
Who's?
Kimberly, whoever's.
Yeah,
Kimberly,
I'm up for it.
ask your question, please, because we got to go to break.
No, this is okay. I think we're okay.
Because I don't want to make you angry or anything. How's the spread deal going? Is that still coming to fruition, or is it?
It is. It is.
It's
Thanks
been
for.
in the works for a long time.
It is, but you know what? I've been reevaluating some things in my life and got myself back on track. I mean, for those of you who don't know, and this is, certainly no secret, as we just said, I definitely had a slip, as it were, a chemical dependency slip. And
how long were you clean before you slipped?
I was clean for about 5 years, and slipped for about 2.
2 years.
2 years. Yeah. And so, and I don't recommend that by any means. And so, apart from delaying my record and delaying the projects that I've been working on, I kind of screwed up my life, and I've been fortunate enough to get it back together and get myself together, and so now, Kimberly, I'm working on the record and finishing it up, and it should be out to you pretty soon.
How long do you have sober now?
What time is it?
10:20.
10:21.
Right now, I'm looking at about, in about 2 hours, it'll be 6 months.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
We'll be here for the anniversary.
Oh, well, thank you. But that's, Kimberly, so thanks for asking. Officially, that's, I can make up all kinds of reasons as to why it's taken so long, but I'm not going to do that. And to go back to what Jay was talking about, I think that was his name, that's that's how I can tell you that those problems will go away for you, is because I've lived it myself.
Good advice. Drew, you ready? We'll take a little break here. Okay. When we come back, of course, Dave Navarro will be here. We'll speak to Lisa, who's 24, has never had an orgasm, even when she masturbates. And we'll figure out why she hasn't and why she continues to masturbate after this.
Loveline. How do you want me to do Loveline? Loveline. I'll try.
You're listening to 91X's Loveline.
Okay. So that'll be all right. Okay. Is that all right? Would that be cool?
It is Loveline. I'm Adam Carolla. That is Dr. Drew. Phone number 1-800-LOVE-191. Fax number 310-854-4455. Dave Navarro is our guest tonight.
Hello.
And Dave has himself a book that'll be coming out real soon called Trust No One. Also a website, www.6767.com. You can see some highlights and some previews from the book. He's got a solo project coming out soon, and the book to follow that. And tonight, he's here on Loveline. So we'll go back to the phones and speak to Lisa, who's 24. Lisa?
Yes.
What's up?
Like I tell the screener, I've been with my boyfriend for about 6 or 6.5 years, and I've never had an orgasm.
Well, give it another 6 or 7 years. I mean, you're really asking a lot.
Well...
Is it never with him or just never, ever?
Never. Well, he's the only person I've been with. And so I've never had one.
And
that's probably
they mean by yourself is what I think Dave's referring to.
Well,
yeah. Well, see, I've only been doing that, masturbating for about a year. I've never tried it before. Then all of a sudden, I was like, this is not working, so I'm gonna try myself. But I don't know if it's in my mind that I can't or.
Let me ask. I don't want to interrupt. Let me ask this: have you guys looked into other methods such as? I don't know, what are they, vibrators and, other methods? I know there's books about the G-spot, for instance, that you can go out and get and learn about that. And, there's somewhat of a scientific approach you might have to take to it, but if it gets you where you need to go.
Yeah,
why
well,
not?
we have, explored, books and stuff, but it seems like I get to it, but then I can't.
How much oral sex is he doing on you?
Plenty.
Plenty?
Yeah.
Is there a reason why? Do you feel like you're holding back? Were you ever traumatized? Do you not want to let that go or give that to him in any way?
I don't know. Maybe. I mean, he's the only guy that I've been with, so...
No. Was there anything, were you abandoned or abused, or is any weird daddy kind of issues floating around?
No.
No. All right, so it's not a situation where you don't want to have the orgasm with him because you don't want to have that bond with him. It's more like he can't shake it loose, right?
Yeah.
Or are you that involved with him?
Yeah. I mean, we've gone, through everything together, so...
What is everything? What do you mean?
Family problems and,
Your family problems?
both of us.
What are your family problems?
I mean, just
Just good times and bad times.
yeah,
what you're saying.
exactly.
When he has oral sex with you, or when he performs oral sex, does he use his mouth and his fingers?
Well, he doesn't both do it at the same time, but he does.
You might want to.
I'm sorry?
I use my mouth and fingers, but the fingers are on the TV remote.
Yeah.
And my mouth is on the telephone. And I use the business end of the telephone on him. See, that's my technique.
Because there's a little position he can make with his hands. With his two fingers pointed out, like his pointer finger and his middle finger. And then with his pinky and his ring finger curled under, kind of like he's making a fake gun. You stick the two big fingers in the opening.
Right.
You got your thumb for clitoral stimulation and use your tongue.
Nice.
And then the knuckles can go into the anus.
Nice.
And you get like a triplet thing happening there.
And if you're wearing like a graduation ring, you gotta
even better.
Got a quadruplet happening.
That's why the Super Bowl rings are so popular.
Wow, that is a nice technique. That is good. I like that. Yeah. All right. Well, he may want to incorporate the cowboy method, the fake gun, but. Also, I think that Lisa needs to get in touch with herself a little bit more. She's only been masturbating. Can you imagine, she doesn't start masturbating until the age of 23? Guys would not stand for this.
Guys would kill themselves.
Not only would the guy kill themselves, but my friends found out I wasn't masturbating at 16 and were outraged. I mean, they said, listen, buddy, you better start jacking off or you're not going to be hanging around with us anymore. I mean, they were really outraged. They were like, we've been doing it for 2 years now. What the hell is this? I was like, I don't know. I don't know how it works. Okay. Sit down. We'll figure this out. Yeah, that's what friends do. Right, Dave?
Yeah, I was doing it before I understood what I was doing. I was masturbating before I knew that it was a sexual thing I was doing.
Well, I mean, like when you're like 5 or something?
Yeah.
But when did you actually achieve results? Because other than that...
I actually remember it because it was scary. It was exciting and scary.
You thought your soul was coming out?
I don't know what I thought it was. It just was, I remember specifically laying on the couch, watching daytime TV after school.
Yeah.
And then here we go, and the moment came and I was scared and I thought something was wrong. And then the next thing I know, I was very excited.
Right.
And I wanted to try it again. And it didn't happen the second time.
Oh, no.
It kind of like worked on its own. Like,
how old were you? Were you like 13 or 14?
When that happened, I was about 11 or 12.
Wow. That's pretty good.
That's about right.
Is
11
really?
or 12?
Yeah.
11 or 12 is...
It's about right.
11 is early.
11's early.
12's early,
Maybe
too.
12's about right. 12, 13.
Really?
13, most guys are in stride.
I still remember what I was
Adam,
thinking
you were
about.
late. You were
It
late.
was way late, but I've been doubling down ever since.
I know.
At a frantic pace to try to make up for that 14, 15 months. I didn't. But, when I first did it, it took me like an hour and 45 minutes. And I remember my thought was, well, that was good, but there's no way I can do that more than once a month. I mean, I don't have that much energy. I'll burst a vessel in my forehead. I got a calf cramp. There's not enough room in the house. I mean, the lock on the door isn't big enough. And it was never, like once, maybe twice a month. Within 3 weeks, I would squeeze one off like in the kitchen when my mom's head was in the refrigerator, It's like, I think I can get one real quick. It's amazing, isn't it? You know what I'm talking about. You do tend to hone your skills. Brandy?
Hi.
You're 17.
Yes.
What's up?
I read in Cosmo that a man's G-spot was up his butt. I was just wondering if that's true.
Yeah.
Men don't have a G-spot.
They said it has a G-spot, a C-spot, and a V-spot.
All right, stop reading Cosmo.
What is
burn that crap.
What is the V spot?
Are they talking? She's talking about that area, the
prostate,
perennial?
The prostate. Perineum is in between.
Perineum, yeah.
Yeah, that's what it said. C-spot, V-spot, and a G-spot.
Okay, so the G spot is in the rectum, right?
Yeah.
And the C spot is where?
Somewhere around like the head by the circumcision.
Yeah, I could go for that.
Okay, and then
The underneath thing,
the
right?
V-spot is a little V right there from the circumcision.
All right. Well, what do you guys
So
use?
this is more like information than a question.
Yeah, are you using a
Calipers?
pointer stick or to?
I do know. That's why I
Using calipers, to give the guy a hand job. Just cover the whole area.
Excuse me?
Let me tell you something.
What?
The penis. That's where you should
Yeah, I
focus
was
the
gonna
bulk
say.
of your attention.
Pretty much.
I'm just wondering because maybe that's why guys become gay because they like.
No,
the
no,
G-spot.
Brandy, no.
What do you mean no?
Brandy, no.
So Cosmo's lying.
Most guys that are gay just engage in oral sex anyway. They don't do any anal stuff.
Well, not as much. Not as much I'd like to see him do.
Right.
Quite
Yeah,
frankly.
you can highlight as many spots as you want, and the guy's gonna
Still focus
he'll
on
be
the
fine.
penis.
What's that, Brandy?
I said, guys always want to do chicks up the butt, so, I mean, you figure, I don't know.
Yeah, they want to do that to women as an aggressive act. They don't want anybody doing anything to them. In fact, the guys that want to do that to women react very strongly when you suggest somebody do something to them.
Yeah.
Negatively.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. So you got the G spot, the V spot, and then if you try to put anything up my rectum, you have the C spot run, which is a little variation on that. All right, Brandy.
All right, thank you.
Focus all your attention on the penis.
Oh.
And God and family.
Okay.
Okay?
Bye.
Hey, listen, Brandy.
What?
I see your candidate for early pregnancy.
Excuse me?
I smell trouble for you down the road.
Why?
I can
You're
hear
reading
by
it.
your voice, and you're already looking into stimulating the rectum.
Well, I was just reading it.
Well, that's all. That's an evil rag. Throw it out. Burn it.
Yes, you understand.
Seriously, it's not.
I know how
not
to-
it's fueling you with everything you don't need to be a woman.
I know how to make an IUD out of a paper clip.
Really?
If later on someone wants me to fax that back to
Oh my God.
MacGyver.
Oh my
That's
God.
great. Hey, some of the newer paper clips are sort of IUD shaped already.
Yeah, the plastic ones. We need a copper.
Is that what they use?
Progesterone soaked or something.
All right. I think I can help you out in that department. Where are we here, Drew? John?
Yeah.
You're 13.
Yep.
Oh, brother. What's up?
Well, okay. This girl, I've been going out with her since I was like 11, 2 years. I've known her since I was like 6. We've grown up together. At one time, her mom was living with us, and she was living with her dad, and, like best of friends.
Right.
And then, okay, I'm in 8th grade, and in 5th grade, I asked her out. I've been going out with her ever since. I want to be a virgin until I'm ready, and that's going to be way from now.
You asked her out, though, in the 5th grade
Yes, I've been going out with her ever since.
for 3 years.
Yes.
Okay.
What's your question?
And all of a sudden, she breaks up with me because she's pregnant, and she's been cheating on me as this, 16-year-old.
Mm-hmm.
And she's pregnant.
She's how old? 13?
She's 13.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just I can't think, I can't do anything. I'm getting an F in school, and it's just bothering me.
Yeah. Okay. Well, listen, John. Is there anybody you can talk to about this? Any adult, parent, teacher, anything like that?
Oh, God. No.
Well, not so much about what all happened here.
Not her
because-
being pregnant necessarily.
Yeah,
just,
I mean, her out of your life is a good thing. She's not who you thought she was. Okay, she's turning into somebody different.
Well, you knew there was trouble when her mom came to live with your family.
Yeah.
That's always a bad sign when people come to live with other people. I don't know why.
Did he say that?
Yes. John said that the mother of this young girl came to stay with them earlier in the conversation,
Yeah.
right, John?
Yeah.
Yeah, that means alcoholic dad is doing some beating on somebody.
Yeah, they had to get out.
And that always trickles down to the poor little girl.
Yeah.
So, John, she's on a different schedule than you are. And it's all right because yours is a little slower, a little safer,
A little
and
healthier.
a little healthier.
But you are depressed, and you need to talk to somebody about that because it's affecting your functioning at school and whatnot, and it can have some consequences, and it can be dealt with if you just open up and talk to a couple adults at school, teacher, somebody. Let somebody know how you're feeling. Not necessarily why, but just how you're feeling.
And let me pose this question to our panel, Drew and Dave. I have the feeling that this is almost a rite of passage for men and for women, too, that the pain, the heartache that you have to go through.
What, the first dump?
The first breakup, the first one, it just seems to be the deepest. It really does. And I personally didn't go through it till I was like 22, and I was ruined because it's like getting chicken pox as an adult as opposed to as a kid. It's bad either way, but you somehow can bounce back a little better. Is it better to do this at 13 and sort of get it out, get it over with? I mean, not over with, but under your belt?
I'll tell you, for me, my first one was I was about 13, 14, and it was the most painful one I've ever gone through. And I'll tell you what this kid has on that I didn't have is I didn't reach out to anybody.
Right.
I didn't call any radio show.
right.
I didn't ask for help about anything. And this guy has got a head start, and maybe that pain isn't going to have to sit with you, John, forever, you know?
It's too bad, too, because it was 19 years ago. I think Drew was doing the show that was in his fifth year. Here, weren't you, Drew?
13 years ago, yeah. No, Dave, when Dave...
You're
yeah,
doing
sure.
it with Poor Man's Dad, I think, at the time?
Yeah, sure.
All right, we'll take a little break. Dave Navarro is here, a very candid Dave Navarro, which we like, and and we will repay him by giving his projects extra plugs. I'm going to go look at his website right now, and we'll come back after this. I'm Adam, that is Drew. Dave Navarro is our guest tonight. Our Lady Peace will be in tomorrow night. Trust No One is the name of Dave's book, which is not out yet, but it will be out soon. Also, he has a solo project that'll be out soon. And if you want to get caught up on what's going on with Dave's many projects, you can turn on your computer, go to www.6767.com and find out all about it. All right, now, Jane.
Hello?
You're 25. What's going on?
I have a question. It's two questions, but it has to deal with the same thing.
Go ahead.
I do oral sex on my boyfriend, and probably, we've been together a couple of years, so, like off and on for a couple of years. And I noticed that the taste of it changed for a while, and I was wondering if that had anything to do with maybe he was doing drugs.
Good.
What did it taste
That
like?
makes sense.
Poppy seeds?
No, it tasted like bitter. You know what I mean? It was like, it didn't taste the same. I mean,
There's a lot of factors that go on.
Yeah, they were actually, I had to look this up on my website. Yeah, you heard me talk? What?
No, I'm just saying I heard that there's a lot of factors.
You heard this. But actually, amphetamines are actually quite concentrated in this semen.
Oh, really?
You talking about amphetamines?
I don't know what he's doing.
Yeah, and actually, we had a call on the TV show, if you remember, a woman said she got high when she had sex with a boyfriend who was doing a lot of speed. And I didn't know whether it made sense to me that could happen, so I looked it up, and lo and behold, about 5 to 7 times more concentrated in semen, amphetamine, than in the blood.
Yeah.
So.
Does that change the taste?
Yeah, it's like taking a big old swig of drugs.
Is there any change in his behavior, and is there any change in the amount of time it takes him to ejaculate?
Good questions.
Well, they got the band back together, so they've been...
No, say no more.
That's it. Just the fact that there was a band to break up in the first place means drugs.
What broke them up?
Some of the guys got different times a day when they were working, and so they couldn't get together.
Hey, Jane?
Yeah?
So here's the question then. Do you suspect, is he acting differently other than the flavor of his semen?
Yeah.
He is. All right. So you suspect he's taking drugs?
Yeah.
Why don't you?
I don't want, I didn't want to say anything unless maybe there was, I just can't. I don't know. It's hard.
Well, why not? Why don't you ask him?
Oh, I don't know.
Well, it's kind of your business.
Yeah.
You're his girlfriend.
And, you're actually ingesting drugs, potentially. I mean, you have a right to know that.
See, that's the second part of my question. I mean, I know all about this sexually transmitted diseases. Can you get all of those by doing oral sex?
Yes, all of them.
Every single one of them?
Every single one of them.
Right down the line, the full rainbow.
Full.
What about crabs? Only if you have a mustache?
Only if you have a mustache.
All right. Jane?
Yeah?
You got to wax. You understand me?
We want to eliminate one.
And then we can cross crabs off the list. And
actually,
you
probably can end up in your hair.
You ladies that bleach that mustache, I don't know who told you that worked. Bad idea. To me, it's a blonde mustache. So you look like Nick Nolte when he was in the deep. You really do.
Great movie. Just watched that.
Good movie, good mustache, just not on a chick. And I swear to God, I've seen women who have a blonde mustache, and my question to them is, do we think that blonde men are bald? You know what I mean? I mean, we go, hey, the guy's got nice blonde hair.
Also, what's scary is, you can't detect it always until you go in, for a kiss.
You investigate.
And when you
right.
discover at that moment, that's the moment you've decided to become intimate, and that's when you learn there's the mustache.
Yeah.
And you can't really backpedal at that point.
No. And here's the deal, ladies. You do many things to make yourself beautiful. This is one you shouldn't ignore. Get that thing waxed. Right, Drew? Right.
Yeah.
Tom.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. You're 32. What's up?
Just wanted to say I've been a long-time listener of the show since I lived in Pasadena back in '87.
Ooh, long-time listener.
Yeah. Drew, you're magnificent, and I think, Adam, if there's anybody who's going to turn this thing into a cash cow, it's you.
Don't.
My question actually is for Dave. Dave, huge Jane Addictions fan. Have all your records, babe. Was just wondering. I was actually one of the few that actually purchased and enjoyed the One Hot Minute CD.
Yes, you were.
And I was wondering, you keep in touch with those guys? They're getting back out. They're excited. You guys all knew each other for a long time. I'm just curious, how's the bond between you and those lads?
It's actually really good. Really good.
You missing them? You missing the tour? You missing...
You know, I miss them more as people than anything else. I think playing together wasn't necessarily the best idea. And I think all four of us agree on that. But, you know, as people, sure. I still see Anthony, and I still talk to Flea and Chad. And, you know, I've always been friends with John. So
how's he doing?
John's doing great. I actually saw him at a buddy's wedding the other day. Steve Perkins from Jane's Addiction, by the way. Got married.
And how is Perry doing? Is he the most insane person in the world?
He's doing really good.
He is.
He's not the most insane person in the world.
Oh, he isn't?
No.
He appears that way.
No, my manager is.
Oh, really?
But no, he's doing great, and I'm lucky enough to have pretty good relationships with all the members of both bands.
Well, cool. That's good to hear. I also had another question for Adam.
Yeah.
Adam, I was wondering what your position was on guys who wear socks with sandals.
Yeah, I'm.
That's him. That's Adam.
No,
really? Are you one of those guys?
Well, I'm not wearing them. No, I was last night, but that's only because I was too lazy to take my socks off,
Ooh,
and
defensive.
then too lazy to put my shoes on.
He does have some feelings about this.
Oh,
Is socks with sandals frowned upon?
You're gay.
I think that people who wear that kind of actually are contributing an odor that I'm not always going to be able to sign off on.
Right.
So I think it's a little, discourteous. I think it's a little, but depending on the situation and everything.
Inconsiderate.
What's discourteous?
The smell that comes from the sock and sandal. Listen, I'd be doing people around me a favor if I put a sock on when I wear these sandals.
Yeah, it's the trade-off between looking at his toenails and smelling a sock.
So you'd want a sock on me.
Yeah.
My toenails they're due. Yeah.
The real crime is the black sock and the sandal. That's a bad look. That's that sort of uncle from Philadelphia who wants to go down to Venice.
I have to admit, the other day I asked my girlfriend if, I said, can I wear socks with these? And she looked at me and said, "Uh-uh."
Right.
I didn't know. I didn't know that this existed.
But you asked, she gave you the answer, and you listened,
I
right?
had the foresight. I had the foresight to ask.
That's the point. Women are afraid to tell men stuff like that. That's what we want.
She's not afraid, believe me.
Yeah, women freak out when you tell them, listen, honey, don't wear that dress. They'll go through the roof. But you can come walking out, and they'll go change your shirt, and you'll turn around, walk right back into the closet. You won't even ask.
Without thinking.
If you say anything, you apologize. Sorry. I don't know what I was thinking. Yeah, I'm going to head back in. Because we're mature, right, guys? Sarah.
Hello.
You're 21.
Yes.
What's up?
Sarah.
Okay. My question is that when I have sex, it seems like in order to get off, I fantasize that I'm being raped or that I don't want to come. And I wish that I didn't have to do that. When I don't, it doesn't even get close.
You have any history with that?
No, I don't. That's the part that I think is weird.
Well, this is a little bit of a fantasy for quite a few women. I'm not quite sure why.
At 21?
Well, I don't know. When is the right age for the rape fantasy? Is it the 30s? 35?
Well, I've been doing it for a while.
And you were never, mistreated?
Manhandled by anybody?
No, I've never been sexually assaulted.
No. Anybody ever strike you, hit you?
No.
With an object? Never.
No.
Are you in any way? Are you an extreme person in other areas of your life? I mean, you need extremes to be.
It's interesting.
That's
that's addict. That's addict.
Yeah.
I am. For example, I just started my period. PMS, my first day of my period or the day before, I get really depressed. I start, it's just, and I freak out on my boyfriend. It's like everything is really extreme and dramatic. I've been in and out of psychologists and therapists.
Yeah, for what? What is it? What's going on there? What do you need?
Nothing?
Manic depression.
Which is extreme ups and downs, right?
Mild. Yeah, it's extreme.
See, because the reason I ask is because although I don't have the rape fantasy, I do things very extremely when I shop. That's all I do is I spend tons of money on shopping.
Sorry?
Just what an example would be, when I shop, I really shop. When I eat, I really eat. When I, you know what I mean? And so
that's how I am.
And so I don't know what the solution would be to this, but
take bipolar is a biological disorder, and there's medicines for that.
Well, I was on the pill, and then I was on the shot, ever since I was 16 years old.
Yeah, but
And
why are you not having your bipolar illness treated?
Wait. And I stopped about 9 months ago, and I've been totally fine. Like, all of, like, my depression signs went away. It was a huge factor.
Being on the pill.
Being on the pill and being on the shot.
So
When I was on the shot, it was even worse.
Are you saying the diagnosis of bipolar was inaccurate?
I never really got an exact diagnosis. You're manic depressive.
All right.
But he would say these are major signs of depression.
All right. Well, Sarah, if you weren't raped and you're not living anything out, then then go with it. What the hell? But there's other parts of your life that need some work.
Well,
Sarah?
Yes?
I got to move on with the show. I don't want to make you more depressed, but you sound a little depressed, and then get a little therapy, read a few books.
Rent the Accused.
I don't know what else to say.
Okay. Well, mostly I just want to be able to get off without thinking, without
All right.
having those kind of fantasies.
Well, stop thinking about it and see if you can get off.
Okay.
Picture me touching myself.
Oh boy.
When I was 15. Okay?
And that'll help?
Yeah. Well, make me feel better. All right, we got to take a break. I just want to talk to Laura. Laura?
Yes.
You're 30?
Yeah.
Your boyfriend tied you up 9 days ago, and now you've lost feeling in your thumb?
Yeah, I've got like the pins and needles, which I had immediately.
Okay. All right, hold on.
Oh.
Hold on. All right, so like the pins and needles, meaning like it was asleep.
Right.
Okay, that's good. Dave Navarro's here. I'm going to go look at his website, and we'll be back after this.
Loveline will be right back. Loveline will be right back.
It's Loveline. We're going to take a quick 10-second timeout. We'll be back with more of the show in just 10 seconds.
This is Loveline on
radio station.
You're listening to Loveline. 91X. I love listening to Loveline. 91X.
All right, it is Loveline. I'm Adam Carolla. That is Dr. Drew. Our Lady Peace will be in here tomorrow night. Dave Navarro is here tonight. He's got himself a website, www.6767.com. You can see some pictures from a new book that he's working on called Trust No One, and it's a very interesting premise in which everyone who came into Dave's house for one calendar year had to sit in a photo booth like they used to have and take a picture, and it's all chronicled. I just saw Kurt Loder, which was a thrill for me because working for MTV, we've not seen this lad before, have we, Drew?
No, never. Who?
Kurt Loder.
Oh, okay.
He's
I'll keep an eye out for him.
He was on MTV actually 1 year before MTV started. I'm not exactly sure how he worked that out, but somehow he did it for a year before it became a network. And I think we're going to be on 1 year after they shut down.
Did you hear they did an MTV retrospective about all the history of the show, and they had every crappy show they've ever had. They talked about the histories of the show. One show, the entire history of MTV, was not represented.
Is that going with Sandblast? No, our show.
Yeah, everything else was represented.
They did a MTV retrospective.
Yeah, somebody said they saw like a 2-hour special on the history of MTV and all the different things, where it came from, what it did, what it went through.
Oh, really?
And all the programming they had. Interesting.
No
history of the
Loveline,
show.
huh?
Nope, not mentioned.
Fascinating. They usually we're usually on the vanguard of advertising.
Oh, and
yes, and promotion. I mean, those of you,
perhaps you guys are current, so they don't want to, they can't be, looking back on something that's current.
Dave makes a good point.
There you go.
Thanks,
Does that
Dave.
fix it?
Not for me. It'll never stop the bleed. Laura?
Yes, I'm here.
So you're 30. Your boyfriend tied you up during sex.
Right.
Is that something you do often?
No, it was the first time for us. I've been wanting to do it. I've got a great 4-post bed and wanted to make good use of it, and so we finally did.
Mm-hmm. Now you have a 4-finger hand left.
And what did we just used regular rope and?
He used like tethers that are used for mountain climbing.
Oh, that's your problem.
Those kind of
nylon type.
So yeah, nylon. They're about an inch wide and
narrow.
All right.
And yeah, so
he didn't wrap it around your thumb, though. He just wrapped it around your hand, right?
around my wrists and around my ankles. And there was one particularly intense part of it, and where I was sort of pulling in on all my limbs, and then right after that, my left thumb was just shooting with pins and needles. So we loosened it up, but it's been that way now for 9 days, and I'm just wondering if I've completely destroyed the nerve or...
You've injured it. The median nerve runs right by where you had your operation, in fact.
Right.
Runs right through here. It's right at the surface, right where the wrist and the palm sort of meet. Carpal tunnel, that's what carpal tunnel is a thickening.
It's on the... I can feel when I touch it on the side.
On this side, yeah, right, but this side will be numb. Like the pad side.
Good radio, by the way, Drew, where you just point your actual thumb in the studio.
The pad side of the thumb is numb, right?
I'm sorry?
The fingernail side you can feel more than the pad part.
No, actually, it's the top that's more numb.
Oh, so you ripped that part. Okay.
The top is numb. The bottom is a little sore.
All right, so you sort of, there's a nerve that does come around like this that you might have torn.
More importantly, what does it smell like?
Yeah, so it will come back.
It will come back?
Probably, yeah.
In the future, they do sell fur-lined restraints that you may want to look into.
Right.
I know I've seen those, and we talked about doing those in future episodes.
I have a set of those.
Yeah, it's better than the do-it-yourself.
Right.
stuff.
So there's nothing I need to do, no treatment or anything. It'll just...
Well, they may want to, if it gets bad or gets painful or throbbing, they may want to immobilize your wrist or thumb, and you certainly see somebody at that point, but there's not a lot that can be done with this kind of thing.
Here's the only drawback to the fur-lined ones. I was using it in my lovemaking when some PETA protesters actually broke into the bedroom and threw paint on the hooker who I had strapped down. It was hard to explain. It really broke the mood. I'm just saying, if you do buy these things, take an alternate route home. There are people who will follow you. Drew, I'm sure that's happened to almost everybody, but you never get used to it, right, Dave?
It's dangerous.
Jill? You're 17. What's up?
Well, okay, I'm dating this guy, and I really like him, but it seems like he just keeps pressuring me into having sex. Now, I've only, kissed him, and that's the farthest I've ever gone. I know it's really pathetic, but oh well. And, all his friends are just, always pressuring me and always asking me, why don't you have sex? And, everyone at my school. And I just don't know how to say no. And I know I'm not ready for it because I don't want to have sex, but it's the more they all pressure me, the more I come closer to wanting to. And I don't know how to say no.
How long have you been with this guy?
Almost a year.
Just tell him you'll be ready to go as soon as the burning clears up.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to.
All right. Well, listen, if you don't want to, don't do it. It's fine.
Don't you have any friends who can support your not to position?
Oh, well, my friends support me, but all of them aren't virgins anymore.
I thought you said everybody was pressuring you.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. Do you have any friends that support your position not to do it?
Kind of. They're just, they understand that I don't want to, but...
Do you have any friends that will thoroughly support your position not to do it?
No.
All right, how about, those are not your friends then, really, are they?
Oh.
They really don't care about what you want. They have their own sort of agenda going on of what they need you to do.
All right, but Jill, you've only kissed this guy in 1 year, right?
Yeah.
Why?
Oh, Adam's going to start pressuring you now, too.
Come on, baby, loosen up. No, why so little in 1 year? Are you religious?
No.
How old is she?
I go to church.
She's 17.
Mm-hmm.
Were you ever traumatized?
No.
No, it's just
I don't know. I just...
personal decision.
Maybe he's not the right guy, too, by the way.
That's fine.
Well, it just hasn't been special enough.
Yeah, good. But you need friends to support your orientation, too.
Oh, great.
Really...
The problem is I don't have real friends.
That's right.
There you go.
Hang on to it, Jill.
Okay.
All right?
All right. Thank you.
All right.
Bye.
Bring that hymen into your 50s. That's
what I'm saying.
That's what I'm going to tell my daughter. I said, listen, if I ever have a daughter, the first thing I want you to unwrap on your 50th birthday is your hymen. That's your present.
Having a daughter is a scary idea for me.
Especially when you think about you and what you've done.
You just don't want to,
Well, I think the further away you were from Sir Walter Raleigh growing up, the more sort of random sex, the more bizarre ritualistic sex, the more stuff you've done to women over the course of the years, the more nervous you are because you tend to sort of just think, you put your mind into all men's minds and you figure, Well, Jesus, if half the guys out there are anything or half of what I was,
Yeah, at
it's
my
gonna be
best.
trouble.
The way I was at my best, I don't even want, to have to deal with.
Right. Right. So,
yeah,
there you go.
Nice segue.
That's what he wants out, yeah.
Sonia?
Hello.
What's up?
Okay, I think there's something wrong with me.
What is? Yeah.
I really enjoy having sex with older men or role-playing. I really enjoy role-playing.
What do you mean role-playing? What does that mean?
Like D&D and stuff?
No, well, light, but not, like, heavy. The thing I've been really doing lately, like the last 2 years, has been role-playing, like, a daddy-daughter scenario. And it really turns me on, but...
What went wrong with your real one?
No, nothing. I was never molested. I was never raped. I was never touched by...
All right, well, what else went wrong with it?
What do you mean?
What went wrong with that relationship?
With my father?
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand the question.
Hey, Sonia?
Yeah?
You're 26, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you have this sort of fetish with the daddy thing in the bedroom.
Yeah.
What's up with your real daddy in your relationship with him?
Well, we don't really have a relationship.
Okay. How confusing was Drew's question then?
I didn't understand the question. I'm sorry.
What's up with your relationship with your dad? How's that going?
I don't talk to him.
What's the problem with it, was what my question was.
Well, my parents were divorced when I was young, and he really wasn't in my life.
Okay, so you've never really known him.
I figured you were
When I
about
was a child, I
You were
guess
about 7 when they broke up? 8?
I was 4.
4.
Yeah, and
And we had a kind of a, see you on the weekend thing, and then we moved away, and it was like see you during the summer vacation thing, and then when I was 11 or 12, I didn't want to go, and he didn't force me to go, and then the phone calls dwindled, and I haven't talked to him in 2 years.
Were the times when you did see him good times? I mean, did you have a good time with him?
Not really.
Right.
Okay, because he wasn't a great guy.
No, I wouldn't pick him to be my father.
Okay, so now every guy sort of becomes daddy now.
Fascinating statement. I wouldn't pick him to be my father, but I'm out looking right now. I'm going to pick one.
No,
Right.
that's my problem.
That's not your
Let
problem.
me finish.
All right.
Can I finish?
Go right ahead.
Okay. I really enjoy role-playing that, but in reality, like when I hear about children being molested or abused, it makes me sick to my stomach.
No, it's bad. I'll make her understand. Help.
And it really...
Sonia, please.
Hold on.
Stop. Are you a product of the junior college system? Did you go to junior college?
No, I didn't.
Really?
No college.
No college.
I went to college.
Where? 4-year?
A 4-year college, yes.
What are you, like a full-blooded Mohican or something? How did you get into that college? What are you, 6'8"? You must have been on some kind of volleyball scholarship or something. Sonia, you're 26 years old. You're missing very basic principles of psychology here. Your dad abandoned you. You didn't much care for him, and you started.
Adam.
Shut up.
He's gonna get it to you. If you say anything wrong, I'll interrupt.
You started the question by saying you have a daddy-daughter kind of fetish, and we're exploring that now. Now we know what the origins of this are.
Well, it doesn't have to be daddy. It can be just the older man.
All right, listen.
Older man represents daddy.
What you do is go into your world and you try to solve the leftover carnage of those early relationships. You try to reenact them. And people...
I never had sex with my dad.
Of course not. At puberty, that becomes a sexual issue. All the pain, all the fantasies attached to those unsolved issues become sexualized. And then that becomes what you act out repeatedly, finding guys who actually end up treating you just like your father, I'm sure.
Now, how old are these guys?
Well, they range. My boyfriend now is 30.
Well, that's not that old.
No, not at all.
All right.
But I do like to have sex with older men besides my boyfriend.
Oh, okay. Well,
Let's hope you're Adam.
You're kind of screwy, though, right? All right, so listen, Sonia, what are you doing for a living?
I'd rather not say.
Oh, here we go. Stripping, right?
No.
Come on.
No, I keep my clothes on.
You do?
Yeah, I don't do
I'll
anything.
tell you, you're not going to make any tips that way, honey. You've got to show a little ass once in a while.
No. I don't.
Patrons are going to be pissed.
Industry at all.
All right, Sonia.
Why don't you want to tell us what you do for a living?
Well, I work in sales.
Okay.
Not selling my body.
Right.
I sell advertising.
All righty. Listen, Sanya, why don't you read a book and get a little therapy and try to work on some of these issues? Because there's some issues that you have that involve Pops abandoning you, and I think you're a million miles away from it. And this would be a good thing for you in your life.
No, I've gone to therapy.
For how long?
For like years.
And what happened?
You should find a new therapist.
No, I don't want to go to therapy.
All right. There you go. You can be damned to make the same set of mistakes over and over for the rest of your life.
Do you really think that's
Yes, absolutely.
Well, she's okay in a relationship now.
Yeah, but she's real defensive about stuff.
Yeah, she's got some stuff going on, but she, she's able to establish an intimacy, and she doesn't always act out these fantasies, and it's
all right.
Settling down a little bit. So
what's wrong with me?
I don't know. We just talked about it for 10 minutes.
Listen, it all goes back to your dad and that abandonment. All right. If you want your answers, there's
where it is.
There's the place to look. All right. I was watching
That's my dad doing in Israel.
I was watching a commercial tonight, and it kind of pissed me off. Although the theme of it was good, but the reality was bad. And it's something we've talked about on this show before.
What's my dad doing in Israel?
It was. I don't know why it's always funny. I was watching Monday Night Football, and they ran one of these, PSA spots with the NFL working in conjunction with, I think it was like R.J. Reynolds or something.
Really?
This wasn't the United Way, but basically it was a woman and her daughter. And it said, and these were actresses playing the woman and the daughter. And basically the upshot of the commercial was there's a halfway house where if women are being abused by their alcoholic, abusive men, they can leave and go to this safe place where they don't have to live in this abusive environment. And at the end of the commercial, the woman looked in the camera, who's now on the beach with her daughter, because whenever times are good, they're always hitting the beach. The kid's always sort of mindlessly chasing like a seagull somewhere, and the mom's talking to the camera, but the kid's in the background, And there's never anyone else on the beach, by the way. I don't know where you get your own beach. Only Johnny Carson has his own beach, but somehow they clear the beach off. The kid's playing with the seagull in the back. The mom looks at the camera and she says, I'm so glad I went to this halfway house thanks to R.J. Reynolds and the United Way. I came from a loving family, and my daughter deserves the same.
Oh, boy.
And I thought, no bitch,
way.
you're lying.
No
because
way.
you wouldn't have hooked up with the abusive alcoholic guy if you came from the loving family. And I know that from doing this show.
Yep.
More sort of media nonsense.
Well, the stories that the press and media love to tell is that victims have no role in the relationships they establish.
Right.
And or once they're badly victimized, that they are angelic.
Right.
They will never, they are just need to be rescued and taken out of that environment, and things will be perfect.
You show me a woman who marries, starts a family, and has to flee a guy who's alcoholic and abusive to get to a safe house. I'm going to show you a chick whose dad was alcoholic and abusive, not who came from a loving family where both parents were together.
Yep.
More sort of just sort of media spinning nonsense. And I don't know if they ever even really research that or think about it.
Of course
And
not.
I don't even know, why is that an important component? You know what I mean? Why end the commercial with, I came from a loving, nurturing family, and I want my daughter to have the same?
It's the media, it's the marketing.
Because I guess
crowd.
it wouldn't make sense to say I came from a destructive family and my daughter deserves the same.
Well, don't say anything.
No,
Just say it's good to be at the beach.
Yeah.
It's nice not to be working on a Tuesday.
The tag should have been something to the effect of, I'm breaking the cycle of abuse. We're going to make it better at this time.
Right.
This time around, it's going to be right.
Right.
That's all.
Not Ozzie and Harriet Nelson raised me, and then I went ahead and married Jan Michael Vincent. We love to think that happens, but it absolutely does not. Kelly.
Yeah.
You're 17.
Hi.
Hi, Kelly.
I'm so excited. I hope we don't cry.
We?
I've been like your biggest fan since I was 10 years old. And I just I've been like a really big Jane's Addiction fan too. And
Are you talking to me?
Yeah.
Oh, hi.
Don't play coy, Dave. Are you kidding?
It's radio.
You've been a fan of me or Drew?
Well,
please use process of elimination here.
Okay, so please go back again and say exactly what you just said.
I was saying that I've been like your biggest fan since I was like 10 years old.
I'm sorry?
And like, I'm really big, huh?
So, what happened on your 10th birthday? You became a big fan of Dave Navarro?
No, but just like since that's like all I really remember from like when I was 10. Like I remember I was just like this huge Dave Navarro fan.
Oh, that's very nice. Thanks.
And like I've always been a really big James Addiction fan too. And like someone told me that you guys were gonna release another CD next year.
I believe Perry is releasing a CD.
Is it like a greatest hits? Someone told me that. I was at work and like I had the water running there. Like
what you're talking about is the Perry Farrell Greatest Hits album.
Oh, is that it?
Yes.
Oh, and I also want to know if you were just gonna be doing the solo for a while, or if you were planning to maybe rejoining in a group again, or.
You know what? I plan to put a group together for the music I'm doing, and you know, I mean, who's to say what's going to happen? You know, as it stands right now, I don't necessarily want to step into another band that's already in motion because I really like having the time to do what I need to do and to investigate and pursue other directions. And, you know, not being in a band allows me to do that. But at the same time, there's something about the big machine of a rock band that I like. So
Yeah. Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait till your solo album comes out. I'm so excited.
Well, that's very nice.
Hey, Kelly.
Uh-huh.
You got a computer?
Yeah.
Why don't you check the www.6767.com.
Okay.
And you can get all caught up on Dave.
Do you get 6767 from your birthday?
Very, very good.
Wow. All right, now you need
Yeah,
some
I know.
therapy, Kelly. You're in deep now, baby. All right, thanks for the
Kelly.
call.
Okay.
Appreciate it. Amy,
Yeah.
you're 18. What's up?
Well, my boyfriend likes trying anal sex. He wants to try it, and I'm down to try it too. But it hurts, and I even asked my boss, and because he's gay, and how he does it, but he doesn't.
How did that conversation go down?
And I want to know how I could just do it
What kind of job do you work at? Wait a minute. Okay. Well, first of all, some people it just hurts and that's it. You don't do it.
It's so painful.
Well, then don't do it. That's
I
it.
want to.
I'm going with
No,
video
you don't.
store or something has to do with yogurt, soft swirl, perhaps.
Well, how can those porno videos have like they're practically totally like doing it like?
Some people have
Some
different.
people, yeah.
Those
doesn't
chicks are pretty high. They're kind of coked up too.
They're
Hey,
like gymnasts.
Amy, where do you work? What kind of place?
I'd rather not say.
Well,
what kind of place?
Type of place?
Retail,
What do you sell?
like TV equipment and stuff.
All right.
What's the name of the place?
I can't say.
You know what it's like about TV places? There's like 400 or 500 TVs in the window. So you go, all right, give me one of them.
There's no window.
No windows. I like that.
Too many robberies.
Oh, you have too many people like backing vans up through it, huh? Hey, Amy.
Yeah.
That's nice that you have that kind of relationship with your boss, by the way.
No.
Hey, Bert, come here. Bert, you're gay, right? Yeah. How's your ass take the strain? Seriously, Bert. I mean, don't you wince with pain every time your boyfriend mounts you?
Yeah, but I want to.
All right. Well, Amy.
Why do you want to?
God.
If it hurts.
Because I eventually feel like at some moment it'll start feeling good. Because you know when you're
Yeah.
virgin, and then after that it hurts, and then after that it feels
Right.
good.
I'll
I
tell you.
think that's more designed to eventually
Yes.
feel good.
Yeah.
Yeah. God had that plan in mind. So you women would come back for a second helping. But the anus, he left off the list.
Oh.
And let me explain when it'll start feeling good. When there's a tear and a relief in the pressure. When the dam breaks. Do you know what I'm saying, Amy?
Ouch.
Yep. And let me tell you what happens to you women when you tear. Now you just have one big one.
Oh, trust me, I'm losing.
Like an episiotomy.
That's right. But
That is a really spooky concept.
just
for me.
just keeps going. Hey, that's spooky for everyone. The doctor, the orderlies. That's very spooky, isn't it true?
No.
It's not?
No. This is much less of a deal than you'd think.
No, I find that spooky.
I think it's be spooky for the woman having it done, but they seem
Yes,
not to
there you
mind.
go.
You don't use any anesthesia.
No, please.
Come on.
I can't imagine
It's
that.
already all stretched out, and they don't have a lot of pain.
That's where the phrase honeymoon stitch comes from, isn't it, right?
Mm-hmm.
They
That
would
is-
sew it up one extra one.
Mm-hmm.
The episiotomy, for those of you who don't know, is when a woman has a baby, so it's not to rip the vagina
And the rectum.
and the rectum and turn it into one big swimming hole. they actually make a little incision at the bottom of the...
That's a little. You take your finger and you go...
Oh, do you use snippers?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no way.
Well, first of all, here's
that's
the deal.
it. I'm getting my tubes tied because I'm not having any kids.
Here's the deal. The kid's head is pushing down, so the whole thing gets all stretched out like that, and you just go shing, shing, shing. Just strip all of it and opens it up. Out it comes.
No, listen. That's why I can't.
Otherwise, it rips.
Listen, I can't. This is why I can't be a doctor, and Dave can't either, because I can't put a hook in a fish when I'm fishing. Like they go, here's what you do: you take this little sardine, and you take the hook, you put it through his nose, and then you throw it in the water, and it'll swim. And I can't take this hook and put it through a live thing. I can't press it up through its palate and pop it out its nose. If I can't do that to a sardine, there's no way I could do that to a woman. Okay, Drew? So
Okay,
listen.
Adam.
Any of you pregnant chicks that want to go camping with me,
forget it.
No way. It ain't happening.
You're tearing, that's all.
Now, those of you who want to get pregnant, who want to go camping, that's a totally different subject.
But there's always C-section as an alternative.
Well, yeah, but everybody gets all upset about that. Like, it's not natural.
Really? No, but I hear it's now because of insurance, aren't most deliveries done via
Not most,
that section?
but a lot of them are.
Look into that, Drew.
Most?
Well, 55%.
Really?
Well, you can make an appointment for them. You can set it up.
Yeah, it's safe. It's very safe.
I heard because of lawsuits and things like that hospitals will just go, if there's any kind of problem whatsoever, it's immediately it's just C-section.
Oh, yes.
And it's a way to sort of dodge a bullet from a litigation standpoint.
Keep things safer, yeah.
All right, we're going to take a little break. Oh, the snippers with the episiotomy. Disgusting. We'll be back after this. Loveline, I'm Adam, that's Drew. Dave Navarro is our guest tonight. He just is taking a quick tinkle, and he'll be back in the studio. I'll say about 20 seconds or so.
No, he's a little more than that.
Wait, number 2? I don't know. Our Lady Peace is going to be in here tomorrow night. We've had them on the radio, I do believe. Yes. And it wasn't too long ago. Maybe 9 months? 8, 9 months? All right, 6 or 9 months ago. So I have as you know, we don't remember guests who are on the show. But I do remember them, and I predict a good show.
Oh, good.
All right. So, again, Dave Navarro here tonight, and he's got a book coming out. He's got a solo project coming out. He has a BM coming out, and now he's back in the studio. And again, www.6767.com. And if you want to send Dave a birthday present on, what would it be, June 7th? That's correct. Then, that's how he got the date. Todd?
Yeah.
You're 27.
Good evening, gentlemen. How are you?
Hello, Todd.
I'm pleased to talk to you guys. I'm one of your silent listeners.
Thank you.
I got a question for you. Well, first of all, Adam, thank you for furthering the cause of all actors. I'm an actor for you don't take any BS from the business.
Oh, yeah.
And a lot of actors think that they're sort of supposed to submit to any kind of power trip anybody's supposed to give them.
Yeah, I'm with you. The audition process is a very degrading one.
And it's just, you got to stand up for yourself, and especially, you read not too long ago about this Tom Shale review.
Oh, yes.
You know what?
Yours?
Oh, yes.
What was that? Shows. You got a radio show. You're doing commercials.
Tom Shale's a pretty high-powered critic or reviewer. He called me, I think, on the 5th step to becoming a werewolf. Cro-Magnon, a clod, an idiot. Said I had no showmanship.
Which is really constructive.
I thoroughly disagree with, because anyone knows me knows I'm the Liberace of radio.
Well, no, I am. I spend my time preening.
Yes, but Drew comes in here with a sequins cape on each night and thanks his brother George. And we have a candelabra here that Dave will attest to. And, he really dug into me in a big way. But
that's all right. Well, as long as you're sprinkling glitter from the ceiling, that'll,
That's fine. But how's the acting going there, Todd?
It's going fine. It's just, I've been working professionally for about 4 years. I moved to Chicago because, a lot of people think, New York and L.A. is the answer. But, there's a million ways to get there. But the thing is, if you want to act, you just do it.
Right.
And you just step up and you do it if that's what you do. And
Well, I think there might be a certain strategy to going to a slightly smaller pond and becoming a slightly bigger fish.
Yeah, you can hone your craft that way, too.
Right.
Definitely.
All right, Todd, what's up with you tonight?
The thing is, I have a good friend who worked with this gal this summer, and she told me all about her and said she's terrific and all this kind of thing. So
another actress.
She doesn't know what she wants to do, but she might as well be an actress. She's very dramatic. So she's in town for a theater gig for 3 weeks, and I've met her, and she's terrific. She's good looking. She's fiercely intelligent. She's very funny. She's very
But she's dramatic.
Yeah, which is fine with me. I mean,
what does that mean?
She's just a little bit of a drama queen.
Okay.
It's hard to explain. She just...
All right, well, so what's the question?
My question is, she brought in a couple of stuffed animals she sleeps with. And, well, after a relationship I had this summer, I decided I'm not going to date girls anymore. I'm just going to date women.
Ooh.
And she sleeps with a couple of stuffed animals, and I was curious if that means anything. Am I reading into it too much?
I can only tell you that I've certainly noticed a pattern about women who come into hospitals and bring stuffed animals, and it's not a good thing.
It isn't.
No.
Yeah.
Why is that?
I don't know, but it correlates very strongly with borderline and primitive personality disorders.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, doesn't it speak of a certain immaturity as well?
Yeah, a stuckness, developmental stuckness.
Isn't there a possibility of a case of playfulness, perhaps?
Yeah, but it's in terms of patients who come into a hospital.
And they go so far as to bring a toothbrush and an animal.
It's like 100%.
I got you.
But in terms of other aspects of life, I don't know. Maybe they can be just playful.
Because my friend who was raving about her also said that she's always dating guys who treat her real badly.
There you go. Okay, she's dramatic, stuffed animals, abusive relationships. Adam, what's the score?
It's 24-0. Todd, here's the thing. She's in town for 3 weeks, all right? Yeah. You'll never experience the dark side. Have fun. That's what I say. And here's what I like about a stuffed animal. It's like a piece of them that they left on the bed. And if things go south, you can take it out on the stuffed animal, and they'll go nuts. You know what I mean? Like where you grab Yertle the turtle or Barney, and you freak out on the stuffed animal. You know what I mean? Like you can actually
like a hostage.
You take the stuffed animal and like go run over it in your car or something, and you freak them out. Yeah, you can take a hostage. You can take Babar and burn him out in the barbecue, and the chick will go nuts. It's great. That's why I recommend whenever you get in a relationship, don't tell them that you like anything, because you get, like, here's what I'm saying.
We're always still going to get your car.
You have some sort of collection, some sort of prize collection, like guys collect stuff, I don't know, model boats, model planes, whatever you're into, a CD collection, an old jukebox or something. If your woman knows you truly cherish this one thing, and then you get busted for cheating or something, let me tell you what's going. Let me tell you what she's putting her foot through while you're out of town. It's the jukebox, it's the collection, whatever that is. So, travel lightly. And
given the options, I'd much prefer that.
Much prefer that they put the foot through the jukebox than you?
Then go out and... Well, frankly, I wouldn't cheat to begin with, but if, say, that were the case...
Right.
I'd rather have them break some hypothetical thing I cherish than go out and do the same.
Right. Well, you may get both.
Oh, that's not good.
Yeah. Now you're out of jukebox and some pride.
And a heart.
Bonnie?
Hi.
You're 24.
Yes. I had a question for Dave, actually.
Hi, Bonnie.
Hi. I was just wondering, I know it's a solo project, but who do you plan on having play on Spread?
I don't know yet. The thing is that most of the stuff in the studio I'm doing myself.
You are?
Yeah.
What instruments do you play? I mean, beside guitar?
Piano, bass, whatever else. I'm doing some programming and some electronics, and there's a guy in the studio with me, a guy named Rich Costi, who's doing a lot of electronic stuff and computer work. I call it the Costi magic.
And you lay these tracks down separately, obviously,
Right.
and then just put the whole thing together.
Right. And
I find that amazing, by the way. When someone comes out with an album and they played all the instruments on it,
Right.
that is like one of the most impressive feats ever. So I can play... Oh, wait a minute. I play...
You play guitar, don't you?
That's right.
I've heard you play guitar.
I forgot about that.
And
Thanks,
saxophone.
Dave. And saxophone. Yeah, we'll jam one day, Dave.
Well, the thing is that and then there's a guy named John Bryan who came down today. He produced last Fiona Apple record, and so what's happening now is there's some other people putting some input into it and kind of broadening the musical vision, which is good because having it be just my own,
right?
It tends to get a little one-dimensional.
Do you plan on touring? Like,
Oh, sure.
You release and...
Yeah, I do. But in order to answer your original question, I haven't put the band together yet because I don't know what the lineup would be.
Oh, I see.
See, because I don't know what kind of instrumentation's happening. And there's
I
some.
also saw the picture that's up on, what is it, Guitar Center on Sunset?
Mm-hmm.
That's a beautiful picture. I don't know if it's still up there. I was there a few months ago, and I love the picture. It was so great.
Well, thanks.
Yeah.
On the Guitar Walk of Fame there,
Yeah.
in front of that big Guitar Center.
Where was that taken? Was that in your home?
I was taken in my bedroom.
Oh, it was?
Yeah.
That's such a beautiful picture of
Thanks.
All right, Bonnie.
All right,
Thanks, Bonnie.
thanks.
Thank you. Yeah, it's amazing what big business this place is. You ever go into one of these like Guitar Center type places?
No.
Just you'd think they'd only need one for the country. I mean, it's just a huge warehouse with tons and tons of amps, mics, guitars. I mean, you don't realize how many, how big a business this is until you go and look at the overhead in a place like that.
Yeah, you can get lost in there.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a real, it's a nice dicey element in there, too.
I have a little wet bar in the back.
I bought a cordless mic for a little karaoke singing, because...
I was in San Francisco last weekend. There was a guy singing karaoke in his car.
Oh,
it was amazing.
Practicing, just practicing.
Oh. No, he had a mic. He was holding a mic, and he had amplification. And
So you could hear it?
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, it was a little strange.
Oh, my friend
It was an Asian fella.
My friend Daniel, what a surprise, is going to be upset because he came up with karaoke.
Oh.
You get the Mr. Microphone. That goes into your stereo, so you have 6-8 speakers in your car. You pop the karaoke CD in the CD player.
Hey, if you're on a long trip or something, come on.
Yeah.
I see the commercials now.
Yeah, you get to hear like Hotel California for the 150th time as you
And just
drive
pass
up
the mic
coast.
around the passengers. Oh, if you have kids in the car, just think how that would sound. Hey, we got to go to break.
All right, hold on. Ryan?
Yeah.
Your girlfriend didn't bleed first time they had sex, and you want to know if your penis is too small.
That's correct.
All right.
Maybe it did bleed the first time she had sex.
Aren't guys amazing?
Hold on a second there, Ryan.
It's foggy, a little smoggy today. Is it because my penis is too small? I mean, it's just...
It is, isn't it?
It's just everything is a preoccupation with that.
All right, we will take ourselves a little break. We have Dave Navarro here, and we'll get back to Ryan's unusually small penis after this. Loveline. I'm Adam. That is Drew. Dave Navarro is our guest tonight. Check his upcoming projects out on www.6767.com, and that's probably the fastest, easiest way to get caught up on.
And he did the DrDrew.com show tonight.
Oh, okay.
It was good.
That was a lot of fun.
And we're going to link with his site.
What is that site there, Drew?
My site?
Sure.
It's www.drdrew.com. It's a interesting site. How would you describe it, Dave?
Interesting.
Interesting.
No, I would say, it's a streaming, it's a
streaming video show.
It's a television show, but on the internet.
And we have lots of health information, and we're linked to the National Institute of Health, and there's tons of information there. If you want.
And when we see Dave's interview on that?
It was live tonight, and it'll probably archive up tomorrow. You'll be able to pull it up anytime.
And you've talked to quite a few celebrities. Do you go to the archival site and you find the person?
Yeah, you go to DrDrew.com, and in the right column, it just has a show in the
Blink
day.
182 and Dave Navarro and whoever you want to talk to.
Yep, whoever you want to see.
Except for me. All right.
Come on.
Ryan, sure.
Do you?
I don't, not really.
I don't think so.
I wouldn't mind if I'm out in that area. Are you buying dinner or anything?
Sure, if you came
It's pretty exciting technology, though.
Everyone's been, I really should do it just to say, so I know what everyone's talking about when we come back here. Ryan?
Yeah.
All right, so 18. Your girlfriend didn't bleed the first time you had sex with her.
Right.
And that was the first time she had sex.
That's correct.
How old was she?
How old is she? 17.
Okay.
And you heard that she should bleed.
Right. That's like what I'd heard like from all my friends. Like every time they'd ever.
And you want to know if your penis wasn't large enough to do any damage.
Well, I was thinking that, but like I don't know. I've never had concerns like really about it because I've been told by a few folks that it's adequately sized, but like lengthwise it's fine, but like thickness it's not the biggest.
Yeah, missing a little girth there.
But if it's okay lengthwise, shouldn't that be
Sufficient enough to break a
bust the
hymen?
yeah.
Right, that's what I thought.
Well, what I'll do to play it safe when I'm with a virgin is put my penis in sideways, really get that extra width
That makes sense.
in there, and really cause some rupturing and some bleeding, so I can feel.
Not
better about
everybody
myself.
bleeds the first time, right? It's not necessarily the case.
Is it even the norm?
After a certain age, yeah, it'd be probably more common than not.
After a
But
certain age?
there's other ways that women can break that thing.
Right.
That
That's the point.
perhaps it has happened already.
That's
She's
the
not even
point.
aware of it.
Oh, yeah. Did you feel anything rupture, Ryan?
No, not at all. Well, like we'd tried before too,
Mm-hmm.
and like when we had tried before, it was like way too tight and I couldn't get in.
Right.
And then like this time, I don't know, something was different. It was like
She wasn't so nervous.
right.
Yeah, that's what
Right.
it is.
And that's what I had thought possibly.
That's
But I wasn't
accurate.
sure.
Accurate.
All right. You're fine there, Ryan.
All right.
All right, Drew, what do you mean after a certain age? I thought after a certain age there wouldn't be bleeding.
No, that's what I thought you had said.
Oh, okay. All right. I'd really like to look into this. I was always sort of under the impression that when a woman was a virgin at a slightly more advanced age, at least by our standards, 17, 18, 19, 20, that the hymen was probably gone at that point anyway.
Could well be.
Probably perished at the gynecologist's office or in a fire or something like that.
Yeah, perish in a fire, probably.
Well, I'm just saying. I'm speculating, Drew. I don't know what happened to the hymen. Susan?
Yes.
You're 30. What's up?
I want to know why I want a commitment, but I always seem to pick the guys that don't give me that.
Mm-hmm.
I always seem to pick the same kind of guy that, they're not going to commit to me.
Well, tell us about some of these guys you've committed to who haven't committed to you.
Like, what do you want to know? They're just young. I date younger guys.
Mm-hmm.
A lot younger than...
Were you ever married?
Yes, once.
This is such a pattern.
He committed, didn't he?
Not really. He had no choice.
He had no choice?
Right.
Why is that?
Because I was pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he had a choice.
Not really. He would have lost his job if he didn't marry me.
Wow.
What was his job?
He was a sheriff's deputy.
Really?
Mhm.
Were you underage?
I was my ex-husband's a lot older than I am.
Okay, were you underage?
No.
Okay.
He would have lost his job.
Susan?
Yeah?
Well, here's the common denominator.
Okay.
You're the one who's involved with all these relationships.
Right.
Now, there are a lot of guys who don't want to commit. On the other hand, there are plenty of guys who will commit.
Okay.
Short, fat guys who make less than $35,000 a year are perfectly willing to commit to a long-term relationship.
Right.
Now, you're not finding those guys.
No.
So that's the question. Why aren't you finding those guys, not what's wrong with guys?
Because they're boring.
Those guys. Uh-oh. Yeah.
Because the ones I've dated a couple that want to commit, and all they want to do is sit in front of the TV, watch TV, and drink their beer or whatever, and that's not what I'm into.
What are you into?
I like to go out and do things, not just sit and watch TV all day.
Mm-hmm.
So those are the kind of guys that you've been seeing that want to commit are the kind of guys that just basically want to take the easy way.
And do what?
They just want to take the easy way. So like committing to them means they don't have to try anymore.
Right.
All right. Now, you want to have your cake and eat it too, but it's not quite as simple as you're making it, Susan.
Yeah, but why do I always pick the ones that? Why do I always choose to stay with the ones that aren't going to commit to me?
Because they got a certain energy that you're attracted to, and we'll try to get to the bottom of it. So, where's your dad?
He's alive.
He's alive?
Mhm.
All right. Well, that's good. And
We don't get along.
is he incarcerated or?
No. We just don't get along.
Why not?
I've made a few bad choices in my life, and he, didn't like those choices. So.
Like what?
Had a child, and he didn't want me to keep this child, and I kept this child, and he just wasn't too happy with me.
And so he abandoned you, or?
Oh, no, he just doesn't talk to me.
Were you doing drugs or alcohol at the time?
Oh, never. I
Never.
don't do that. Never have.
So your dad just stopped talking to you?
Yeah, when he does talk to me, he used to ask me about my son and, that kind of thing, but
Is he still with your mother?
No.
Did he cheat on your mother?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Because we were talking about this earlier. I mean, a lot of times we tend to look for people that mirror our parents.
Oh, yes. And it wasn't a coincidence that I asked if he cheated on your mother. And I'll bet some of your guys have done some cheating on you, too, right?
I'm sure I've cheated on them, too. Yeah.
All right.
Either she cheats first or they cheat.
Okay, so listen, Susan, you need chaos in your relationships, essentially.
That's what I've been told. So, okay, how do I break the cycle?
Well, first you go to www.6767.com and you look at some pictures.
That'll break the chaos.
Of Kurt Loder, and that should have a calming effect on you.
Okay.
Yeah, you've got to stop going for guys that are exciting.
Well, here's the thing. Boring to you is really just stable.
Yeah, just available.
And stable guys. And I hate to keep getting back to this, but you're in a cycle that you're not breaking. You need to probably take some time, get away from the cycle, read a book, do a little therapy, do some yoga or something, and sort of get your ass together. I mean, it's a pretty simple equation, which is you're on a cycle, and it's not a good cycle. So what you need to do is get off that treadmill for a second and just stand back. Take 6 months off. Don't date. You may not have the most exciting 6 months, but I know how painful it is to be alone with that silence, because when it's only your own voice. It's painful, but it's an important thing. I think everyone should do that at a certain point in their life. All right? I'll be at the strip club. Eric?
Yeah.
You're 18.
Mm-hmm.
What's up, Eric?
I was just trying to go to sleep. You guys took forever, man.
All righty. All right. Well, I'm going to put him on hold for another second. Let him rethink his attitude. Chris?
No, go to 1.
I want to go to 1? All right. Hey, Tom?
Yeah.
You're 30?
Yes, I am.
Hey, Tom.
You got an 8-year-old daughter, just started her period?
Yeah, she was at school, and we got a call from school saying that she was spotting or...
Go to the pediatrician now.
Really?
Yeah.
What could this mean, Drew?
Lots of things. And there is precocious puberty. I mean, does she have any other characteristics of...
She's very tall for her age, and she has started to break out, I would say, about 6 months ago.
Does she have hair development?
What's that?
Hair or breast growth?
No, very little hair growth and no breast.
Okay. Well, get her checked out. It may just be her genetics expressing themselves, but there are lots of other things of medical relevance that can do this. It needs to be checked out.
So it's not necessarily the period.
Let's
hope so.
It's endometrial bleeding. I mean, one of them is somebody's abusing her and something ruptured, and who knows, But yeah, it's probably coming from the uterus, but it's not probably the result of normal cycling.
Okay.
It's something else.
But you got to get her in there.
Yeah.
Oh, boy. See why you don't want a daughter?
That's what I'm saying, man.
All right. We'll take a little break. Dave Navarro is our guest tonight. We'll be back after this. So that is the fabulous radio show. Our Lady Peace will be in here tomorrow night. I want to thank Dave Navarro for coming in.
Thank you.
It was a good time.
A good time was had by all.
Thank you. And you're welcome back anytime you like.
Thanks a lot.
Well, as a matter of fact, when the new CD comes out or the book comes out, by all means, come back. Give it a plug.
I will.
Until then, www.6767.com, and you can keep abreast of Dave's artistic progress. So, until next time, this is Adam Carolla for Dr. Drew saying mahalo.
I've had anal sex.
This has been Loveline. The views expressed on Loveline are not necessarily those of the staff, the management, or the sponsors of this radio.